Good morning, students. Uh, Today we will discuss introduction to .NET technology. .NET technology has come into the picture after the Java has given the platform independent technology. Since Java has given the platform independent technology, so that the programs can run on the different environment or the different machine. So this .NET technology has also given the platform independence technology. .NET technology is supported by the 26 languages. What is .NET? So Microsoft .NET is a framework which provides a common platform to execute or run the applications developed in various programming languages. Like in Java, when we are making a program, we are making a program in the Windows environment, and we can run it on the other platform like in Linux and Solaris, Mac, other operating system. But in the .NET, here is the framework which provides a common platform to execute or run the applications developed in various programming languages. Actually, nowadays, .NET has supported 26 languages in which this program can be run. So Microsoft announced the .NET initiatives in the July 2000. The main intention was to bridge the gap in interoperability between services of various programming languages. This is the main point which I would like to emphasize here, that is the interoperability. .NET provides the concept of interoperability. Mean to say you can provide the services of various programming languages. Like you are making a program in one language, let's say C++. You are making the program in the C++, you compile it and convert it into the MSIL, and this can be converted into the other languages. So the main intention was to bridge the gap in interoperability. The .NET framework is designed to fulfill the following objectives. One, provide object-oriented programming environment. .NET technology or the .NET framework provides the object-oriented programming environment. It provides environment for developing various types of applications such as Windows application and web-based application. In the .NET technology or applications, we can make two types of applications. Window based, either you can make the application of the window based or on the web based. The window based application which will be running on the desktop, and the web based application which will be applicable with the help of the internet. So to ensure that code based on the .NET framework can integrate with any other code. It means this code can be .NET framework code can be integrated with any other code. Suppose there are two languages, one is the C++, another is another language, let's say C. So these two code can be integrated with the help of the .NET framework. This is the .NET framework, or you can say the .NET architecture. In the first layer, you are seeing there are different languages. As we have seen that the .NET framework is supported by the 26 languages. So the languages could be VB, Visual Basic, C++, C Sharp, JavaScript, and so on, and many more. So this is the first layer which you are seeing. That these are the different languages. So these different languages is communicating to the common language specification which we call CLS. With this CLS, there could be different things can be there, like Windows form can be there, which will be dealing with the GUI sort of thing, and ASP.NET is there. ASP.NET there is for the web-based application. ASP.NET is for the web-based application, and ADO.NET is there for the back-end purposes. Now after that, there is the base class library will be there, and there common language runtime. It is a very important thing. That is a CLR, which we call CLR. It will interact with the CLR, the common language runtime, which will interact with the directly to the operating system. So this is the complete .NET framework architecture, or you can say the architecture in this. You can say there are different layers. First, operating in the at the lower end, operating system is there. CLR will directly interact with the operating system up to the CLR. The base class library will be there, and there this could be interacted. The form, the application could be different type of Windows forms could be there. ASP.NET if it is a web-based application. ADO.NET if the application is like database application will be there, and these are common language specification. So what is the work of the common language specification? These suppose there are different languages VB, C++, C sharp. Whatever the code is written in this, it is converted to a common language specification, to a common specific code. It is converted by this TLS. After this, it is compiled, or it this runtime can be converted with the help of the common language. So this is the .NET framework consists of the common language specification, as I have told you earlier. It contains guidelines that language should follow so that they can communicate with other .NET languages. It is also responsible for type matching. Mean to say, we can see that it contains guidelines that language should follow so that they can communicate with other .NET languages. Mean to say, one .NET language can also communicate with other, and it is also responsible for type matching. If there any type matching is there, so the CLS is responsible for that also. The framework-based class library, this is also called BCL. It is a consistent object-oriented library for pre-packaged functionality and applications. The third one is the CLR, that is called the Common Language Runtime. So a language neutral development and execution environment. CLR actually is an environment that provides common runtime for application execution. Whatever the common runtime is, whether it is a C++ and all that in C sharp, it is provide a common runtime for this. Now CLS, what are the CLS can perform the following functions. Number one, it establishes a framework that helps enable cross-language interaction. Cross-language interaction, and the one language can interact with the other language. Type safety and high performance code execution. It also provides an object-oriented model that supports the complete implementation of many programming languages. It defines rules that language must follow. CLS are also defined as some of the rules that this language must follow, which helps ensure that objects written in different languages can interact with each other. One object can also interact with the other object. So there should be a clear-cut rules which is defined by the languages that helps ensure that objects written in different languages can interact with each other. This is the .NET Framework base class library. In this base class library, it's a comprehensive, object-oriented, which is also a reusable type. This class library can be used to develop applications that include number one, traditional command line applications, which CMD sort of things we are there. So this command line applications are there. Graphical user interface applications will be there. Application based, whether it is a web form or the XML based services. So this is unified classes, web classes, ASP.NET, or whether it is ADO.NET, Windows form. These are different UI applications can be executing with the help of this. CLR also ensures a common runtime environment for all .NET languages. There are many .NET languages. So CLR, what CLR does? CLR provides a common runtime environment for all .NET languages. Memory allocation and garbage collection, it is also the responsibility of the CLR. Garbage collection, whatever the memory is not freely available, it is directly done by the CLR and there are the pre-aware. Intermediate language, it is also called IL to native code compiler. When a program, suppose there is a C++ language, it is first converted into the intermediate language, and then this intermediate language to the native code compiler, which compiles MSIL code into native executable. Security and interoperability of the code with other languages. Nowadays, over 36 languages supported today. Uh, Earlier, I have told you 26, so just update that over 36 languages supported today, whether it is C, SAR, VB, JScript, Visual C++ from Microsoft. Other than Microsoft, there are some languages like Perl, Python, Smalltalk, COBOL, Haskell, Mercury, FL, Oberon, like this. Many more are there. So these total 36 languages supported by there. So you just can see how we can execution in the CLR, how the execution of the CLR is done. Suppose we have written a code in the C++, so it will call the source code. So the source code is there, and the source code, with the help of the compiler, this is converted into the assembly intermediate code. Whether you are writing a program in the VB, C Sharp, or C++, particular compiler there. With this particular compiler, this VB, the code can be converted into the assembly code, and this C Sharp code is also converted into the assembly intermediate language code. Okay. So this is also called the managed code. After this assembly code or the intermediate code is goes to the common language runtime, which is also called the GIT compiler. And here, this GIT compiler or the CLR directly interacts with this operating system with the help of the native code. Okay. So here you can see this is the managed code, this is assembly code. It is going to the common language runtime CLR, and after that it is converted into the native code, and this is converted into the final thing. So this is actual the uh, execution of the .NET program. Now here I am stopping. So I think this is the basic understanding of introduction of the .NET programming. Thank you.